Hi guys, I'm back and I'm going to make this tomato sauce for our beautiful garganelli pasta we made earlier. So a classic pomodoro sauce, it's going to be very simple. This is a message, the essence of this is a message for me that goes right across cookery, especially Italian cookery. Keep it simple. If it's not going to add something, get rid of it, okay? I think we tend to add, and it actually ends up making things less delicious in the end. So we're going to really pare it back. There's like 3 ingredients could go into this tomato sauce. It's going to be great. Super simple, okay? Super simple, easy to make. You can all do this at home. So here is our garganelli. It's dried out just a touch. So it's going to hold its shape really nicely when we come to cook it. And this, my friends, is our tomato sauce, okay? We've got this deep, deep green extra virgin olive oil from our local press in Tuscany. Really good tomatoes, garlic, and we're going to throw a little bit of aged parmesan cheese in at the end, okay? Okay, here's our pasta water coming to the boil. Plenty of salt in there. Don't be afraid of the salt. Most of it's going to go down the drain, but our pasta needs to be well seasoned, okay? So load that up with salt. Over here we have our saucepan. Excuse the dodgy wok, we're not in our usual kitchen. In there we have our really high quality Tuscan extra virgin olive oil. Not true, good olive oil is very important for cooking. You can use it for anything apart from if you're going to a very high temperature, at which point it will burn. But for anything like this, really important, use good olive oil. Also in there we have our garlic. Now in England I barely ever see garlic thrown in whole like this. When I moved to Italy I saw it everywhere. Now the idea behind this being that if we chop our garlic really fine, it's going to really get everywhere in the dish. It's going to be too strong. All we're going to get is garlic. Here we're basically infusing the oil with the garlic, and it's going to have a really nice background flavour, but at the same time not be overwhelming. And we can taste the sauce, and if at any point we feel like the garlic's becoming quite strong, then we can just pull those cloves out and chuck them in the bin. So that way we have complete control over the flavour profile of the dish. So we're just frying these off until they start to brown, and then we're going to go in with the tomatoes. Here is my beautiful tomato. Now I like to use the polpa. Again, it's quite hard to find in England. A good brand is Muti, and it's somewhere between a passata, which is very fine, and a chopped, which is quite coarse. Now, so it's not kind of liquidy, but it's not rough. It's this nice kind of halfway house. What I've done is I've taken plum tomatoes, good ones, and I've just put the hand blender into them very, very briefly, and you can actually achieve that pulpa, that pulp. As I said, the chopped for me are too coarse, the passata is too liquidy. You can also just throw whole plum ones in the pan and then kind of bash them about with a spatula, but this is a really nice way to do it for me. So that oil is now going to have a really nice garlic infused flavour. You can see the cloves are starting to brown a little. Now we want to be careful here because if they become too brown, they will get bitter. So this is a really nice place to throw our tomatoes in, which is going to stop that garlic from becoming overly brown and bitter. So here is my tomato mixture. As I said, that's just tinned plum tomatoes, which I've just put the stick blender in very briefly to break them down a bit and get this nice thick. So the tomatoes have gone in there, guys. Just a word on proportions, on amounts. I use about a tin of tomatoes per 2 people. Sounds like a lot, but basically that's going to reduce down. We're going to intensify that tomato flavour, so that's going to be just about right. I'm cooking for 4 or 5 people. So I've got 2 tins of tomatoes in there. And on garlic, I use about a clove per 2 people. Again, 4 or 5 people, so I've used 3. I've gone 3 instead of 2, just to make sure we've got plenty of flavour in there. So we've used maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons of really good olive oil, 3 garlic cloves, and 2 tins of high quality tomatoes. So we've just been cooking that on a medium-high heat for about 10 minutes, and you can see how that's really thickened up. We've got rid of any of the excess water. The sort of flavourless liquid is evaporated off that, and we've got a pretty nice, intense, tomatoey, simple sauce. We're going to pick out the garlic cloves now and season it up nicely with salt, and then I'm just going to add a grating of good parmesan just to finish it. Our parmesan cheese is gone in. I'm going to mix that in a second. Our garganelli are ready to roll. This pasta is so fresh. It's going to take about 2 minutes to cook, and that's it. So I'm going to throw that in. So the pasta is just done. We've got a little bit of bite still, and we finished the pasta inside the sauce. Always finish the pasta in the sauce. It's going to start to just suck in some of the flavours of the sauce as it finishes cooking. And we're going to get it to the perfect kind of creaminess, the perfect thickness. So I'm just going to stir through the pasta, let it finish cooking for a minute. Then we're going to serve it a little bit more Parmigiano on top. And it's going to be great. And there it is. Our quarantine pasta special. Homemade garganelli tomato sauce. I've just finished it with a little bit of Parmesan and a drizzle more of that really good extra virgin olive oil. And that, my friends, is a very delicious dinner. And we've used about 5 ingredients in total there. So I hope you enjoy making something similar. Hope this is useful. Have a good evening, guys.